So now you're at a case where you've done sort of the first segment in your fairly large sequence. Okay, we've done the first 12 steps of it. So this part here. And we've tested it, it works correctly, we've looked at some good testing and debugging features. So it's a case of repeating that for each kind of next section until you have the first system completed. Okay, so I'm not going to go through it fully in depth because it's a case of just going over the same stuff again, but I'm going to show you just a couple of things just to watch out for when you're doing each sequence. Okay, so again we'll hop back into Codices. So I'll log back out and back into our main code. Okay, so that's what we want to deal with, right? And we just take the same steps again. We go first, we look here and we look at the outputs. Okay, so at step if we just go back here at step 110, we had C turning off. Step 110, there we are, C turned off, then we waited 1 second. Okay, so now we're in here. So step 130, C should come back on. So again, this is just putting in another OR scenario, because what you're essentially saying is, well, C is going to be on in step 20, or it's going to be on in step 130, or it's going to be on in step 200. So they're all OR scenarios. Okay, it's not AND, because all those steps can't happen at the same time. You know what I mean? It's an OR scenario. Right, so we go ahead and put in our parallel contact below, copy and paste that, drop that in, delete that, and so we got 130. Okay, so steps 130, that's going to power that back on. Okay, and it's going to latch on because we're keeping it on for all these steps until this next step. And if you want to look at that at 180, it should turn off. So step 180, another one of these, pop these in, 180 should turn it off. So now we look at these. This is something that I want to show you. Okay, when we're getting two going out at the same time. Okay, so at step 140, A should go out and B should go out. Okay, so two things happen at the same time, step 140. Well, let's look at A first. So again, we got to bring in our parallel contact. Copy that down. Sorry, just bring in that parallel contact again. There we go, that looks better. Drop that in, we can delete that. So what I say, sorry, 140. So 140A is going to go forward. What we also want to do is you want to put that in there as well for B to go forward. Okay, so you're just using the same step number. I don't like the way that popped in there. There we go. Same step number, drop it in, and that makes the two of them go out at the same time. Simple as that when you have this scenario. Okay, two of them coming back in, it's going to be 150. So at step, 150. You're going to need this to come back in. Don't know why that keeps coming in awfully funny. Don't quite like that. Yeah, it looks better. So 150, we should bring it back. Sorry, I need to tidy this up. Don't know why that's parallel contact. And yeah, it should look like that. So 150, pop that in, delete him. Should bring him back. Remember, K2 will bring B back, and then we got to break A at 150. And then you just continue that out for those. So I'm going to pop those in now. So I've popped in those sort of remaining conditions there for A going forward and backwards. So we've basically done these steps now. So at step 180, we need to turn C off. So we look for C, 180, yeah, we did that. And then it's 190 is just your 1 second delay. So put all the outputs in, then we got to make our input lines move on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just copy and paste a couple of these down. So we're starting at line 130, so let's just do the first one, and we're moving on to obviously 140 then after, and I'm just going to clear this, okay, because we did 100, we went to 130, so we look at our last step. 130 is C to come on. We've got to verify that C has come on. So in step 130, I've got to verify has C turned on. So if it has, and then we're basically going into a sequence again. So just for good habit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy. I'm just going to check that everything's back in the home position. Okay. And then we're basically going to create another couple of lines. Okay, I need to go up to steps 190, so I'm just going to create them out nice and quick. So I've just popped in another couple of kind of standard sequencing ladder logic. So you see 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180. Okay, and then we just got to check our movements. Okay, so in step 140, A and B should go forward. So sorry, in step 140, A should have gone forward. Okay, A should be gone forward, and also B should have gone forward. So that's how we check them. Then we go into step 150, sorry, step 150, where the two of them should come back. So we must make sure that two of them come back. Then step in 160, go forward again. So we're just repeating this out again. And then in step 170, they should be coming back. So in step 170, we'll not move into step 180 until they have come back. So we're not moving in here until this has happened. So in step 180, we want C to turn off before we go into step 190. So we want C to turn off. So sorry, that's in step 180. So I need to just copy this line down. So in step 180, we want C to have turned off. So remember, that would be a negated contact. So we pop that in, we can negate it. That would be our LED C. So copy that in, and then we will go into step 190. And then in step 190, we want to wait 1 second before we go into step 200. So we can literally just copy this here, paste this down. Sorry. Paste that down. So in step 190, we're still going to wait 1 second. But we got to increment our timer. We can't remember, we have to have a new name for all our timers each time. So just initialize that. That's going to be T1. Alright, cancel that, just put in capitals, keep it all consistent. T1. And then we'll go into step 200, which should be our next kind of last pretty big sequence. Okay, so the only real things I want to show you there is if you're copy and pasting your timers, you know, use the same lines but just increment them up. So this will be now T1, and just seeing if A and B are moving forward together, just seeing how that happens both with the inputs and with the outputs. But it's all still very similar. So then just a case of testing that out and then moving on to the next sequence, this sequence down here. Okay, so testing out using the same methods, whether you want to do it through the visualization or you want to do it through the OPC connection to FluidSim.